The fans here are great. It's really like the first place I've been to where you get the fans from the Northeast that are, it kind of feels more like Boston
assholes,
fans.
Yeah.
Bunch of pricks. All right, we're here with Roman Anthony. You know him, you love him. Great looking in person, by the way. I will say that.
Thank you.
Disgusting how attractive he is.
Yeah,
I'm not a
like
fan.
I think he only has like 3 pictures on his Instagram right now. He's just like, I'm so good looking that you already know. Like you don't even have to like double tap to know this. First question for you: Are you tired of answering the question of like, are you prepared to save the Boston Red Sox franchise? Like I feel like just before you answer the question, like you're not just saving the Boston Red Sox franchise. You're saving me, my mental health, and my well-being. We're waiting for you. We're being patient about it. Are you ready for this?
Well, first of all, thanks for calling me good looking. I'm flattered.
Of course.
Yeah, and only 3 posts. Gotta stay low key. Can't just
Nice
give
being
out
sneaky.
content left
Yeah,
and
you
right.
don't want to do too much.
It's not overdoing it.
Nope.
But I mean, I get that question, and to me, it's just like, I guess it's a compliment. I know, Marcelo, Kyle, other guys get that question a ton, and I don't really think too deep into it. I'm here in AA, so it's like I'm just trying to play here and be present here and enjoy the guys that we have here because we got a great group. And then when that time comes, I'm stoked for whenever that moment will be. But yeah, I'm excited to get there and obviously help the team win best as I can. So, and I think we all are. We have such a great group here of guys, and you'll see that. I don't know how long you guys are here for, but
45 minutes.
I live here.
Yeah, he lives
okay.
here. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. But we got a good group here, and it's fun. It's fun to play here. It's fun, when you come to the clubhouse every day and you have a group of guys that are just fun to play with and fun to be with off the field.
I'm not going to name any names, but there's a couple names that come to mind because I did the MLB draft combine last year. I'm doing it again this year, so I get to meet some of these guys as they're about to get drafted, but they know they're going to get drafted. There's different confidence levels that I see with some of the younger guys, especially pre-draft. How would you describe your confidence? Because to get to this level, to be as good as you are, you have to have some level of confidence. But how would you describe yours?
Yeah, I think it's more of like a competitive nature than it is confidence. I feel like I've always been competitive from a young age, and I love to compete, and I just love, going out there and getting a chance to beat the guy on the mound. It fires me up every day, and I think I've just had that fire to me since I was young. I hate losing. So I think it's just more of a competitive nature, and then through that, it's a confidence that you kind of just build over time, and I think it's so important to have that and for that to grow as, like last year for me, jumping a couple levels. Just remaining confident and showing the guys that I belong there, and for me, I'm not really a super rah-rah guy or say a lot. I think it just kind of translates and shows on the field, and that's the way I, have proven that I belong is just by going out and taking care of what I have to take care of on the field and off the field. And but yeah, I'm definitely confident and super competitive, and I think you have to be in whatever you do, not just sports, not just baseball. All the successful people and my parents and all the people that I've met that have been successful in sports or in work, they're all just ultra competitive. So I feel like it's for me, it's more of a competitive nature than it is just this super loud roaring confidence.
Sure.
You said you're competing against the guy on the mound every night. How much are you guys pushing each other in this clubhouse, in this locker room? Like you said, there's a lot of talent here. So it's not I'm trying to be better than you, but how much are you guys pushing each other to get the best you can every day?
A ton. It's awesome being in a clubhouse where you have guys that are as good or better or, surrounding you that are just as talented as you are. And it's even better when you're close and you're close enough to, stay on each other's ass and make sure everyone isn't slacking and everyone's working hard, and we build off that and we push each other every day and kind of learn from each other. Sorry for swearing, by the way.
You can
Oh,
swear.
you definitely
Fucking
can.
knock it
Yeah.
off.
Toss some more in.
Yeah.
But
I love baseball. This shit's great.
yeah. We're constantly on each other, and we push each other, and like when we work with each other in the cages or wherever it is, it's this competitive nature, and it's we're not competing against each other to where we want to kill each other or be, like that, but it's more of just like we're constantly pushing each other and holding each other accountable, and I think it translates on the field and slows the game down when the practice is super competitive.
I think one of the cool things, I mean, obviously we follow a lot of like the prospect coverage and everything, so we hear that, you, Meyer, Teal, very close-knit group. Does it bring you a sense of comfort knowing that, A, I'm a top prospect in a high-profile organization, but there's also some other top prospects that are as good as me, and we kind of get to go through this journey together? Because I feel like the minor leagues, like, it can be lonely at times, like with the bus rides, and you feel like, all right, well, my roommate just got called up or he just got released. Like, that you three are going to be riding together, and does that bring you a sense of comfort?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, like you said, minor league ball can be super like independent, and nobody cares about winning. Everyone just kind of wants to move to the next level, and that's really how it is at most levels. And I think that's why it's awesome here, and it makes playing here so much easier, is because we have a group of guys that the main goal here is to win, and we have such a core group here that we're like, hey, if we can learn how to win here, it's only going to help as we go up at whatever level we're at. And so that's the goal we've kind of set for each other, is just to go out and help this team win. And you'll get better competing and trying to help the team win, when I think even more so than when you're just trying to be independent and get better on yourself and help your own stat line and move up. I think it's way easier when you look at it as like, okay, let's just go out here and try to win, and if we help this team try to win every day, the results are gonna come.
We talk about the rankings a lot. I feel like it's only human nature that you'd keep your eye on. Do you keep your eye on that, or are you just totally focused on your progression?
It's hard not to when you have like people sending it to you or constantly telling you or things like that. But for me, and I think for all three of us, and all the guys that are here that are high profile guys, that have been high profile guys, whatever it may be, like, we don't really worry about it, and those things all fluctuate so much week by week, and there's always some new writer making rankings and critiquing something, so we don't really pay too much attention to it, especially myself. I'm not really on social media a ton.
Only 3 posts on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, again, only 3 posts. I gotta work on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we do a good job of staying off of it and not diving into it a whole lot, because like I said, there's so many of those rankings and different things that come out that it can really suck you in if you dive too deep into it. And in the end of the day, nobody at the highest level really cares about that stuff when you get there. It's all about winning. And I got to experience that a little bit at spring training, like playing with the big guys. Like, you go out there and being a prospect doesn't really matter. Like, you have guys that are so much better than you and have played the game so much longer than you, and that are so much more advanced and know so much more, that it's like nobody really cares about that as much. But yeah, it's nice, like, going into last year not really having any accolades, and then getting some accolades towards the end of the year, and as the year went on, it's nice to see that the work you put in pays off. But other than that, like, we're not really competing to be the highest ranked prospect here. It's more like, let's just get to Boston. That's the goal.
Speaking of last year, you talk about the accolades. They started bringing you up to Fenway Park. Again, looked very handsome in the suit, had the flow, looking great.
This guy looks great.
Yeah. Well,
Marcelo keeps saying the suit was bad.
Hater. That's what hater is what I'm hearing. Did that add any, like, not necessarily motivation or pressure, but did that change how you felt about, like, oh yeah, I'm doing everything right, just keep going? Or was it like, no, I need to be here as soon as possible?
Yeah, I think every time we go, like, me and Marcelo were there yesterday, and like, we can't get enough of that place. Every time we're there, it's like, it just feels that much more real. And we weren't at a game yesterday, obviously, because they didn't play, but like, when they brought me there at the end of the year, they played, and just being able to be in the booth and go on the field and see it up front, it just makes it feel that much more real, and it makes it feel that much closer, and you're like, man, I really just want to get here. It's super motivating. So yeah, we definitely talk about it a ton, and like, every time we're there, we're just like, man, we got to hurry up and get here.
Have you talked to any of the guys on the team, on the Sox? Just picking their brains?
Yeah. I feel like I've done a good job at doing that over spring training. I got to play in some of the big league games with the guys, and whenever I would play in the big league games, they had me over on their side in the morning, so that was super cool. Just getting to shoot it with those guys and travel with them. Like, travel one time over to play the Pirates, and getting to start in those games is pretty cool. And it's pretty cool when you have leaders and guys that have been around that are just like, hey, it's the same game. Because at times, it can be nerve-wracking going into your first big league spring training game. Like, they didn't really give me they gave me short notice, so they were kind of like, hey, you're going to be starting today. So I was like, okay.
Probably better, yeah.
And then once I played, I was like, damn, I need to be back here tomorrow. But they know what they're doing, and it's great. We had a bunch of guys that were there and that are super open to just, sharing the knowledge and talking about Boston, talking about, sticking around and what it takes. And it's awesome just to be able to pick those guys' brains.
I think one of the things that fans are going to be most excited about after listening to this is hearing you talk about how you and the other guys here are learning how to win. I feel like if you're a top prospect, it's like, what can I do to get promoted? What can I work on to stand out more? But one of the things that you guys are working on is how to win. What does that define that? What does that mean?
Yeah, I think like you just mentioned, it's most of the time it's like, hey, what can I do to get better myself, and what can I do to move up to AAA or to the big leagues? But plenty of people have told us, and we've seen it firsthand now, like when you go out and you just try to win, if the one goal is to win, not to get 3 hits or not to, steal a bag, whatever it may be, like those things are going to come. And when you go out there and you compete and, you want to win more than the other team, and you have a group of guys that want to do that, it's special, and it makes it a lot more fun, and winning is a lot more fun when it's like that, because in the minor leagues, like winning, losing, like it can be easy to just change and leave and on to tomorrow, right? So getting used to it now, so that way it's not something like you get to the big leagues and it's not super overwhelming. Obviously it's different. There's a lot more fans, a lot more pressure to win, but it just slows it down a little bit, I think. And I haven't played in the big leagues yet, so I can't speak from experience, but I think just in terms of like when your goal is to show up and win, it makes the game a lot easier, and you're not worried on results and self like results and getting hits, like I said, or stealing or whatever it may be. Like you're worried about winning, and if you win and you help the team win that day, it's like, okay, cool, move on to tomorrow, let's win tomorrow.
Yeah, call this guy up. I'm pumped up right now.
What are we doing?
Trying to win, love winning, love hits team. I'm like, all the right stuff. My goodness.
Well, listen, he's in Portland right now. Talk about being in Portland. How do you like it? Where's your favorite place to eat? Where's your favorite place to hang out? Do you like Portland at all?
Yeah.
Do you hate it here?
Yeah.
No, I don't hate it. It's definitely different than Florida.
How so?
So being in the beginning of the year was a grind. Like the weather it was cold.
Yeah.
And it's definitely the first time I've really played in weather like this. But it's cold in Boston too, so you gotta get used to it.
October especially.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So no, I mean it's been an adjustment, but it's been a great learning experience. I was here at the end of last year, but it was like this. It was warm. It was the last week. It was summer. So I mean it's been great though. Like the fans here are great. It's really like the first place I've been to where you get the fans from the Northeast that are, it kind of feels more like Boston
assholes,
fans.
Bricks.
But no, it's been awesome. The field's great. Like the people here, the crew we have here, the coaching staff, teammates, everyone's great. Got a good roommate, so
It's all right.
somewhat all right. And so it's nothing but great, and I've been enjoying my time here.
Cool. Roman Anthony, follow him on Instagram.
Yeah,
we got
posts.
3 posts.
3
God loves
posts.
it.
Harass him on his most recent post to post more, and we'll get to 4 before you know
Yeah,
it.
we'll get to 4 soon.
Yeah, hell yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, of course.